exciting thing, but it's quite overwhelming at the same time. So to know that I have all of you sitting here smiling at me and saying, Lee, please keep doing it, is amazing, so thank you. Right, here goes. Okay. As a child, I was always surrounded by Christianity because I attended church from a very early age. I've been lucky enough to be blessed with a wonderfully close, loving family who have truly inspired me along my journey with God. Those wonderful people being my mum, my dad and my sister Emily. Now myself and my family used to attend Highlands Methodist Church, where we were all heavily involved in the music group and the young people. However, as Emily and I reached our teenage years and became a little bit more rebellious, Mum and Dad decided it would be a bit better for us to move to a church which had more on offer for us as young children. So we as a family came to Leigh Road, and I've been coming here for about 8 years, 7 or 8 years. And I soon became involved in the youth group Seafront, and with the help of Mike and Ruth Whiting and Martin and Andrea Jordan, I found new friends within Leigh Road. However, I still didn't really understand the true importance of God nor what he was all about. I then went away to university, to Canterbury Christchurch, where I studied primary education. Studying, going out with my friends, generally staying in bed for most of my day became my priority. And I will be honest, God, church and my faith took a bit of a backseat. And really, I was only really attending church when I came home at weekends. And I carried on like this for a few years. After 3 years at university, I graduated and I got a job at Blenheim Primary School as a Year 4 teacher. And I'm now in my 4th year of teaching, and although I have some very, very difficult days, I can truly say that I love my job and I've met some wonderful children and people whilst working there. So on the outside, my life was pretty good. I had a good job, I was living at home, enjoying the luxuries of a cooked dinner and my washing being done for me, and I was going out with my friends. Excellent. Now, whilst I was happy, I was not living a life for God. And whilst this was all happening, there were 2 very important people in my life who to this day did not stop praying for me. And those 2 people are my sister Emily and her husband Theo. My sister Theo is one of the most generous and loving people that I know, and everything she does for Jesus. And she has been an awesome inspiration for me in my Christian journey, and I truly believe that without her, I wouldn't be here making this step today. So thank you, Emily. I realised what I saw in Emily and Theo, as well as my mum and dad, is how I wanted to live my life. They clothe themselves in compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience, and above all things, love. And that's how I wanted to be. So about a year ago, and another reason why my faith has grown so much over this past year, I joined a home group at Leigh Road, which Steve and Dan set up for 20 to 30-year-olds. And this home group has allowed me to meet new people, make wonderful friends, as well as start to really understand who Jesus is and what he has actually done for me. Don't worry, it's nearly done. So as my faith and understanding of Jesus began to develop, Emma's asked me if I wanted to attend New Wine with her and her church in the summer holidays. I hasten to add that I hadn't come for a very, very, very long time, so I was a little nervous. But as soon as I arrived, I fell in love with the whole experience. We didn't have any rain, which was probably an added bonus as well, which is why I enjoyed it so much. We attended seminars in the day and morning and evening worship. There was a wonderful feeling of community and love throughout the whole week. Now I arrived on the Tuesday, and Emily, my sister, was doing a call to worship that night, before the worship started. So she did her 5-minute stint on human trafficking, and I saw the usual passion and fire in my sister that she's so good at displaying. And as the worship began, my sister was on the other side of the room to me, and I began to feel more and more emotional about what was going on around me. I thought that I wasn't good enough or worthy of a relationship with Jesus, but it became clear to me that he wanted me just as I was. I realised at that point I wasn't afraid to live a life with Jesus. I was really rather proud of it, and I wanted to share his love with others. And in that second, all I wanted was my sister. After all, she was the reason I was there. The music carried on, and I became more and more emotional, and suddenly, there she was, right by my side. And after that, we hugged and we cried for a very, very long time. We're 2 very emotional girls. And I asked her, how did you know I needed you? And she simply replied, God told me. And that was when I realised that I don't know what's going to happen in my life, but I can follow and I can believe in somebody who does know what's going to happen in my life. He has it all planned out for me. I'm going to make mistakes, but he's going to be there to help me along the way. So at first, I didn't think I had some great, glorious story to share. No bright lights, no vision walking towards me, but I just had a simple realisation that I wanted to live a life that God would be proud of, a life with Jesus. And I have realised quite simply that my story is this: Jesus lives in me. There is something greater going on with my life, and today I am ready to get that something started. Thank you.
Well done.
Thanks.
That's the hard bit over. You've done. Okay. Here is your receipt.
Oh,
I'll
bring it back?
yeah, if you bottle it between now and then, I want it back. So, do you want to take a seat? And Joe, do you want to come up? Thank you so much. Well done. This is Joe.